Just by your answer, sweetie, I can tell you go, this is classic. Yeah, right, whatever. Here's what is on your mind. I'm a big, arrogant, big mouth fucking asshole, right? And you want to destroy that any way you can.
Gatsby the artist.
That's me.
What's up, man?
Shit, same old thing, man.
Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming on the show.
On the cream couch.
Yeah, man, on this couch. This is a new addition to the studio. It's only a few episodes in. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I was doing it on that one before.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
And people were like, dude, this couch is gross. So I got to get it in.
You had too many conversations about the couch.
No, yeah, but thanks for coming, man. I've been checking out all your stuff.
Yeah.
You're a busy guy. You're a creative guy.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
You're an intentional guy, so that's why you're on the show. I've noticed everything you do has got some good intention behind it. It's thought out, and people fuck with it. You know, people really like it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've been blessed with some good opportunities, maybe that I didn't always deserve, but
damn.
but here I am, you know.
But you acted on them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. I wanted to talk to you about like all the stuff you're doing. What it's Gatsby the artist on Instagram.
Correct.
What would you consider yourself to be? A videographer?
No, actually,
that's pictures.
Yeah, I mean, like I do a little bit of everything. That's why I changed my thing to artist, just because I kind of don't really want to be boxed in.
Gotcha.
I've done a little bit of everything. I mean, videography, photography, audio engineering, DJing. I mean, like I dabbled in all the fields. I did stand up like twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't my thing, but
you tried it.
But I tried it.
You get the points for trying it, dude. You get the points for going up there. Was it scary going up there?
Oh yeah, it's frightening. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Well,
different from other performing because you said you were a DJ. Did you ever have to do any DJs?
Yeah, DJing. I wasn't crazy with it. It was mostly house parties and shit like that. Shit for my friends.
Yeah.
So that was like that was light shit, and that was just fun to me.
Yeah.
It was just mostly being a selector and just like doing all that, doing my friends' birthday parties and things like that. So.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, nerve-wracking. Stand-up was nerve-wracking.
And what made you quit? Are you gonna go back or what?
Maybe sometime I'll go back. Yeah, because it did boost a lot of my confidence for speaking and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, being outside of the camera.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude.
Yeah.
You get like a certain level of comfortability on the behind the camera side, and then
yeah, exactly. That's kind of like you get used to being on that side and pointing the thing at everybody else.
Yeah.
That when you get on the other side, you get a little stage fright, but that's okay.
Damn, that's what it's like. Yeah. I've noticed that sometimes I'll bring a guest on and we're totally good without the lights and camera, and then we're like, okay, we're on, and then it kind of frees up.
Yeah.
And it's just us here, It's like
it's weird. Yeah, it's like the lights get too bright or something. Yeah.
I've noticed that. So talk to me, man. What was your first passion, would you say then? If you have all of those that you've done.
Yeah, if you want to like rewind time.
Where does it start? You from out here?
I'm from out here, yeah. I was born in the East Valley, so I was born in Chandler. And but I grew up a lot on the reservation because I'm Native American.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I did all that. But like when I got into like art and all that, it was really just I taught myself how to like engineer. I wanted to make beats.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids too. I never took it any further, but I definitely was into it. Like I wanted to make beats like Alchemist.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wanted to chop beats. I wanted to do things like that. And so I taught myself like a lot of engineering stuff. And it's just going off YouTube and like I think it was like 2014 or something like that. And then some of my friends were like wanting to be rappers and stuff and not wanting to be rappers. They were really good. One of them actually did one of Futuristic's first Prove It shows that he had out here when at Club Red, when it was Club Red, when Club Red existed. Yeah, so I remember that. That was a really fun time in my life because it was just free and just the freedom to make a mistake, I guess.
And stuff was happening organically, like, hey, you rap, I'm trying to make beats, like you just looking up. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of how it the community was. But just started doing that, and then I took photography in high school, so I knew a lot of stuff like that, and so then I just used some of the connections to just take a camera and just start shooting different things, and people happen to like my shots. I remember I went to the hip hop festival out here. I was big into the local scene out here, and just kind of went from there.
That's dope. So you've always been like, it's kind of like a lover of the music, and then it kind of stems from there.
Yeah, I love all art, really.
Yeah.
And like I used to hang out in Phoenix a lot. Just the different spots like Bikini Lounge. I used to hang out there a lot. Just all these little spots in Phoenix that were around back in the day that might not be around anymore.
Right? You're like, I don't want to age myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about all these places that don't exist.
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. So what kind of stuff were you taking pictures of back then? Just the people around you, or?
Yeah, just the people around me, and then I'd go to open mics a lot, and I started meeting different people. One of the bigger artists that's been blowing up now, I see, is Kid Friendly, and I met him at an open mic at Lacuna Cava Bar, the Cava Bar out in downtown Phoenix, and he was running an open mic out there, and he would just invite different artists, and I would just take pictures, and then pretty soon I was hanging out in the studio with him, and he's an amazing artist. He's always has been. He was just raw talent when I met him, and him and his brother. His brother made beats, and then he rapped, and his brother worked in the studio, so we would just always be in there.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so it kind of went from there. I kind of made connections to musicians through that studio.
That's dope. So have you had like your own do you put your own pictures on different pages, or is it all under Gatsby the Artist?
I started breaking them apart. I was gonna do that for a while, but then to me it was just like more trouble than it's worth, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I could, but it's just like I kind of want to just have a broad scape of things.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
I get in my own head about that. It's just like boxing
I was just
myself
wondering.
in.
I was like, I wonder if I missed your page, if it was another page for pictures or not. But I don't know if but it's all under Gatsby the Artist.
Yeah, it's all under Gatsby the Artist. I do have other pages. I mean, if you want to follow them, I might post on them again sometime soon. Who
We'll
knows?
keep them around.
Yeah, right.
So we kind of got into maybe the how and stuff. But how long have you been doing this then? Since you were a younger guy, huh?
Yeah, since I was a younger. So yeah,
high school.
24. Yeah, high school was photography. I didn't really take it serious though. I probably didn't take anything too serious until maybe 6 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. What are we at? 2025. Yeah. So yeah, 2019, 2018. I know we got Eric up on the screen.
Oh yeah, I was doing homework on some of your stuff.
Yeah, when I met him, it was kind of like things kind of took off a little bit more, because he's a serious guy about what he does and so that kind of made me lock in a little bit more.
So he like keeps a busy like a schedule and make sure things are.
Oh yeah, that dude's a hard person to reach.
Yeah. He's working.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. I mean, it shows off on your guys' episodes when you guys put them out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You guys are funny together and stuff, and you guys seem like you've been working. I don't know how long you've been doing that since 2019.
Yeah, we had another podcast together that with somebody else that ended up falling apart. But when we came back together and we made it just his podcast, that's when things started to really be more focused and went from there.
Yeah, I really like some of the stuff you've done, man. Let me see what else I got for you before I don't want to move too fast.
Oh no, you're golden. Man, we got time. We got a nice blunt there.
I want to get into that. Was later your podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've been doing it for a while. Do you have like a favorite thing to shoot? Like, what do you like shooting? Like you like shooting nature? You like shooting people?
Yeah. I mean, people. Like, I usually do better with people I know. Like, I really like getting that side of them. Of if I know a person, I tend to take better pictures of them because I know what they're looking for. Yeah, and it's just that chemistry. And I mean, I like nature. I like doing all that. I think you're a weirdo if all you do is shoot women. Like you're not really. That's not really what you want to do. Right?
Yeah, it'd definitely be me if I was in the. Like, ladies, I finally got all my certificates or whatever I need.
Yeah, really just a camera. And there's I know there's some photographers out there that once they got the nice camera, they're like, hey ladies.
It does definitely seem like the low hanging fruit if you've got like a nice camera.
Yeah.
You're a photographer or whatever. It's like, who wants to get their OnlyFans going? Right?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. I mean, especially like maybe in the early days of OnlyFans, you could have had an audience or a marketplace for that, but now it's like everyone.
Oh yeah, and you get blacklisted real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you find out that's what I always tell everybody that gets into this. I'm like, don't sleep with the people that you're shooting because that'll get out real fast.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, and your reputation's everything, right? In a lot of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially this one.
Let's see what else I got. We got this, we got that. So do you got any cool stories, dude, from being out on shoots and stuff? Anything that never came out or?
Like really just anything. I mean, just hang out in the studios was cool. I got to meet Sincerely Collins, who was like a huge, artist out here. And I thought that was nuts to me. I was like starstruck.
That was
really.
a big one for you?
Yeah, that was huge when I was first coming up, and I got to, because he was working with a friend of mine, and so I got invited out to the studio, and it's a really private studio. It was owned by, the Odd Squad family. I don't know if they were huge back in the day.
Yeah.
They were they had their own studio out here, and it was real low key. And just meeting Sincerely Collins, working with him, and also with the Kaleidoscope Kid. He's another huge artist. He moved to LA to pursue bigger things out there, but huge artist, and just seeing them like work was insane.
Yeah. So hanging out in the studio was like the funnest stuff.
Hanging out in the studio was funny stuff. Traveling with Eric, that was a huge one too. And then also working on the Matty Ice show.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about it because you posted up a clip of Chris Koch.
Yeah.
And just
I think that guy's awesome.
Chris Koch's amazing.
I think he's so cool. I think he's next up. I've been telling people about him. Even on my show, I did like a music only episode.
Yeah.
And I played his songs. And I'm like, you guys got to check this dude out,
Yeah.
So.
No, he's amazing, and like seeing him rap and seeing it like, and so I was doing the recording, and I did the full package, recording, engineering. So to have the opportunity to engineer and record his freestyle was amazing, and I think that's one of the best he's ever done, because I've seen his other joints, and I'm like, I mean, I'm biased.
Right. You're like, I was that one.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is the best one, but no, he ripped that freestyle, and just to see his energy and him just go off and just off the top of the head.
Yeah, he's sick.
Sick.
He's got like a certain level of aggression and stuff, but there's like a lot of wittiness to it. I always think like, man, I bet you this guy's really funny.
Yeah.
I want to get him on the show. I bet he's really funny.
Oh yeah, he's funny. He's just a character, dude. Because we did an interview right before it, and he's a character, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he knows his shit, man. He's a smart cat.
Yeah, he seems like there's a lot behind his eyes. Like he's a smart dude. He's just giving you a little window.
He used to do lives where he was
Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You watch those lives where you do that?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm a fan of this guy.
I too. That's why I was like, I love seeing that shit.
Tweaker Hunter was funny. He stopped doing them all of a sudden. I think something happened.
I'm pretty sure something happened. The Tweaker Hunter, oh god, that'd be dead. That's so funny that you also saw that too.
I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. Oh, you're a fan too.
He's like, you want blues? Yeah,
I don't know. I think I know where he was working, like what lot he was working to, but...
Oh, yeah, that Motel 6, which one it was?
That's a bad one.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some rough ones on
there. So you had some fun times, huh? On different shoots and stuff.
Yeah, different people I've worked with.
You said you traveled with Eric. Where'd you guys go?
We went to Miami. We've been to Chicago together, New York a couple times. New York's always fun. He knows a lot of people out there. And so we would just have a blast when I was out there. First time I went out there, it was like summer. And I went to a fucking boat party where they put up coordinates and everybody takes their boat and meets there, and they tie them all together.
That's cool.
And like the main person, he had like a double-decker boat, and he had a DJ set up. He was a DJ. And so he would just spin, and then there'd be all these girls and everything. There. Yeah, it was crazy. I jumped into the ocean. That's the murkiest water I've ever felt in my life.
Damn. It's like,
yeah, I was like, I don't want to be here. I was like, it's cool being out, and it's like so cold too.
But everyone was watching, so you're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, well, yeah. A couple girls were like, you don't want to jump in? I was like, oh, fuck. Like,
I'll do a flip.
I guess.
That's bad.
Twist my arm.
That's cool. And you guys were out there. You were just like filming him doing his thing, his comedy thing.
Yeah, he had some shows out there. First time I went out there, he was at the Broadway Comedy Club, and sold that out. That was amazing.
That's so cool.
And that's right in the heart of New York. That was a lot of fun. But just traveling and just going around, I'd never been to New York, and just seeing the subway system and all that. It was just a blast.
Did you get any cool pictures of that stuff, or what? Were you
oh yeah, we had like a recap video. That's when I was like first starting off doing like these recaps. Yeah, I mean, I was not as good as I am now, but...
You ever go back and look and judge your old stuff?
All the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, Like, I always go back, look at all my music videos, my everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what headspace I was in during this time. Yeah.
Is there anything we can pull up and watch?
Mm-hmm.
What's one that we can watch that you maybe cringe over? That I think's good or what?
Just search Gatsby the Artist.
Okay. I had to bring my TV in here.
I know, I saw that. Nice little set.
Am I spelling it right?
Yep. And there's one word.
Gatsby the Artist?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I got to get better at my descriptions on my YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah.
I've noticed some people have a really good description.
Yeah.
Like, you know, where you could tag people and all that. I'm like, oh, I got to spend more time.
Yeah, that's half the battle, really. You hear that search.
Gatsby the Artist. I got it right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That was my early stuff, actually. If you see, 6 years ago.
Right here.
Yeah, but that wasn't a music video. That was actually shit I produced.
Okay.
But if you go to the right,
like, well, I've seen this too, right?
Yeah,
I've seen this
with Adam J.
What's that podcast?
The Funny Truth. Me and him had that going for a while.
I've seen that too. This one?
Yeah, that's actually the first one I ever did. It just wasn't bad, but I'm just like, it was just a freestyle, and I was just like, damn, I use hella just stuff.
Oh, you think it was just like too busy?
A little bit, but I kind of liked it. I mean,
I like it. I think it's cool, but you're just being nitpicky kind of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kodiak. He was working really hard for a while, and he ended up going out to LA, and I think he sells solar and shit now. He was an amazing rapper though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tight. This looks cool though.
I guess.
That's funny. I always ask people that same question because most of the people I talk to are really good at stuff. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, I used to suck at this and that. I'm like, do you? You used to suck? This is freaking awesome.
You're like, this is pretty legit.
Yeah.
But
so this is just like a track you've done?
Yeah. This is music that... So I used to produce and engineer. So this is a song that I produced. Okay. But yeah, all that led to podcasting.
That's so dope.
Yeah, because it's just, I mean, I got the audio engineering of it, the video, work of it and all that, and just being able to frame shots and things like that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And you did some schooling, you said?
Not really. I mean, I took photography in high school, but I mostly did that to meet girls.
That's funny. But I mean, what'd you learn in high school? Anything? Some of the basics, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Some of the basics probably stuck with me.
Super basics, yeah.
Yeah,
mostly. Everything else seems kind of like got learned the hard way.
Everything's just self-taught, man. Yeah. Like that's really what it was. And I was just learning it along the way because when I did that first podcast, all I was doing was the video and the editing, and it was three different camera angles, and it needed a 24-hour turnaround.
Damn.
Yep. So, excuse me, Jesus Christ. So it was just having to put my back against the wall and just pop it out that made me like get better. Yeah. That I had more time.
Yeah, that's a grind. 3 camera angles, and it's got to be done tomorrow.
And the next day, we shoot it that night too, so then it has to be out
by the morning.
It has to be done the next day, and then I'd turn it in, and it'd be up at 6 a.m. the next day after that. Damn. So like my part had to be done. Like the episode had to be done. Yeah, in 24 hours.
That's a grind.
It was.
Yeah, I've felt some of that, and I've noticed that it kind of helps though. Like if you do have a date, if you're not just like, oh, I'll do that whenever. It's like I need to put them out every Monday. And,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've learned that from a lot of business owners, and that's what it is. Especially when you're freelance, is you are a business owner, and so it's like he owned a salon. It's kind of funny. He's from out here too. He's actually from Maryville. Yeah. And he owns a haircutting salon, and that's one of the things he told me. He goes, I don't treat it like I own this place. He goes, yeah, I know my name's on it, and then whatever. He goes, but I treat it like I clock in every day, because if I don't, I'm gonna start slacking off.
Yeah, sliding are real easy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a smart way to think about it, because it's fucking. He probably got burned a couple times thinking, oh, I'm the man, whatever, I'm doing whatever I want, and it's like here,
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you had to take a step back and just really realize, things like that.
Mm-hmm. I do watch a lot of body cam videos.
Body cam videos are some of my favorite things.
Yeah, I got it.
Dude, dude, my algorithm, like my TikTok algorithm, is just like people just getting like either going off on the police or like owning the police.
Yeah. Oh, when they're right.
When they're right, oh, I love that shit. When they know their rights.
Some of those are pretty good too. When it's like the cops, it's like this cop makes a fatal mistake or career loses.
Yeah,
mistake.
I'm hooked. I'm seated and ready for it.
Let me see what happens.
Yeah, I'm like, let me see where he fucked up.
So
dude, that's my favorite shit.
So we talked a little bit about the Eric Bernal Show.
Yeah.
You guys had a lot of comics and stuff come through there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Plenty.
Different guests and stuff.
Yeah, I think we get a weird criticism that we just have hot women on there. But I'm like, but if you pay attention, like, just the algorithm's obviously pushing them, further up.
I think you guys have a good mix because there's comedians, there's girls on there. Like, I wish I had more women on my show.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a mix.
I think so too. And I think I've seen comments where it's just like, oh, you only have hot girls, and maybe it's just like the one person saying it, but it's,
over and over.
Yeah, right. When will be my time? But yeah, no, we have a lot of comics on there as well. Have you had any? What's
your favorite guest you've had on there? Like, I know you probably, it's hard to pick, but
honestly, Joey Boy.
Yeah. Because
I remember I used to work at Walgreens, and we were unloading the truck, and we played morning radio, and it would always be Joey Boy. Yeah. And
what was it, the nuts or what?
Yeah, the nuts in the morning.
The nuts, right?
Yeah, the nuts in the morning. Yep, always.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so like to have him like, because we were shooting in my house for a while, and to have him like in my house, and like all these years later have him as a guest on the podcast was like. That was like a trip too.
Yeah,
him.
That'd be pretty cool.
Him and Futuristic as well, because again, I remember Futuristic coming up and throwing those shows and doing all that and doing all this stuff for the local hip hop scene, and that meant a lot to have him on the show too. So those are two like of my favorite guys.
It's like kind of surreal and shit. Like,
yeah, it's kind of surreal. Like I enjoyed a lot of the a lot of the episodes with different guests, and they were funny. Like I had a blast, but it was just like it was really surreal to get those like Arizona legends to me on the show. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Because it's like their voice so well, but not in this context. You're like, oh, they're talking to me.
They're like, yeah, they're actually here and they're talking to me and
but
stuff.
It's like from the radio.
Yeah, right? From the radio. Yeah, it's just something that I never thought I would. Like if I go back and like I tell myself that, and it's like, what? Yeah. Like what am I like? What did I do to get there?
I was broadcasting with the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt when I had Anthony A on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was on my show when it was audio only.
Yeah.
He was telling me stories and stuff, and it's like, it's the dude from the radio. This is kind of crazy,
Yeah.
It's kind of trippy because it's like I recognize this guy. Like I drive to work every day with his voice.
Yeah, and a lot of people we had him on the Funny Truth, and a lot of my friends were like, "Yo, like I'd listen to him on the way to the it's just I wasn't listening to the radio because I'm freelance at this point, so I'm like I don't wake up and go to work like that, but like I remember I can see the connection, and I was just like, and Anthony's the homie. That's a funny dude.
Yeah, he's funny and he's really helpful. Like he's so cool and open to helping me out and stuff. He's like,
he's just a super friendly cat.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets how it all works. It's like you help people out, they look out for you.
Yeah.
He's building a big following like in every little city he's in.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool.
Big New Mexico things.
Yeah, so that's cool. I want to ask you about that because it's like. You get to be around some cool cats. I seen you did like you posted a picture where you're like with DeStefano.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, I'm so tired or whatever.
Yeah, that was tiring, and it was funny too because I actually was driving him around, and my car, if you've seen it when I pulled up, it was not that bad, but it was a mess, and it was funny that he gets in and he goes. Yeah, it's definitely a videographer's car.
That's funny.
But it was just funny to drive him around, and just listen to him talk, and just talk about the different things that because he's very open and he's a really nice guy. Like he's super chill, like very friendly, and just to hear him talk about different things and like the stuff that like Louis C.K. taught him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, just to hear that, I'm like, wow, like that's amazing. Like Louis C.K. is a legend.
That's dope.
And you're just to even be that close to DeStefano and,
Yeah, like you're telling me all these legendary stories while you're stepping on water bottles in my seat.
Yeah, well, you're dodging water bottles, shifting from left to right with each turn. Yeah,
Just
exactly.
throw that in the back. You're like, so what did Louis C.K. say? That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
I was pretty jealous. I was like, man, he gets to hang out with all these cool fucking. But I mean, it's still work.
Yeah, it is work, and like, yeah, I've worked with like a lot of like Jessica Kirsten. I've worked with Namesh Patel. He's another bigger comedian. Some of these headliners, and it's crazy. I think the only person I've really been intimidated by, is Tim Dillon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because walking into that green room, he's sitting on the couch. He's just like doesn't even look up, and he goes, "Hey, just don't post anything to social media. We don't do that." I was like, "You got it," and I just look at Eric like, "Get me out of here!" Like, and he's like, "Oh, let me show you." I was like, "Thank you, God."
That's funny.
Yeah, that was because he's an intimidating force.
Same thing, right? He's all business. He's a funny enough guy, but
yeah, but he's all
business. Yeah.
He's always like, and just from the stories Eric have told me, he's just super connected. Always, he tells a story about hanging out with Andrew Tate. Like,
shit.
Yeah, and then he talks about how he knows like, Caitlyn Jenner and like everybody. He's he knows Trump.
Yeah,
like,
everybody loves Tim Dillon.
Yeah, just to have that even just one connection away from the current president is kind of crazy.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That fucker. So what's up with the you said you did the edits and stuff on some of the shows, or what do you do nowadays on podcasts? Like
the whole thing pretty much. Just depends what's needed. Like I'll do, because I always describe myself to people as like a one-man podcast, because I have all I do the audio, I do the video, I do the editing, I can cut clips, I can do all of that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I'm like, are you doing the clips too? Or are you doing all the
clips
bells and whistles? Because I noticed on the Eric Bernal, they'll be like, hey, Gatsby, throw the video in here, throw the sound.
Yep. So all the edits from start to finish.
Put in a scary music.
So all that. Yeah, I'll look up like what do they call it? Copyright free music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good because like so many times we've gotten flagged for me just using like a little clip of a song, and it's just like it'll flag it and it'll just hurt it's the algorithm's so weird on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows how it works. Like
right.
literally
You don't know what you did wrong, but you did something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Or like something will pop up and it'll be like, this got flagged in these countries, and I'm like, what happened?
You're like, I don't want to be in that country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed one time it told me, hey, you've been flagged for using someone else's stuff, but it said they allow you to use this stuff.
Yeah,
they're like,
and you'll still get flagged for it, even though
it's
like
not like a infringement or whatever.
Yeah,
they're just letting you know that we know there's
that you're using it.
Another video in your video.
Yeah,
and you're reacting to it, so they're cool.
Yeah, I think that's if you start making money off of it. I think there's a clause in there because I read through a lot of the copyright shit.
Yeah, like tell me exactly what happened.
Yeah, I'm like, tell me what went wrong, and I'll like Google it and see how it affects everything. But it's just like. It's mostly just telling you that if you make a certain amount of money, they want a cut of it, I think, at that point. But if you're not making any money, it's free use, which is kind of confusing.
But, I mean, I just thought it was cool that they're going to let you use it, even if it's like you have to break off the check, some of it,
Yeah.
I think it's still cool that they're like, we know what you're doing, we get it. Before, it'd be like, just take it down.
Yeah.
But it was like, I did a show where me and my buddy were reacting to battle raps.
Yeah.
So we're like watching the battle and reacting to it. And, it said like, hey, we know this video's in this video, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. I wasn't
we see you.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And I'm like,
it's just them putting their hand on your shoulder, like, hey, bud,
like
I see you.
Like Bane did to that guy.
Yeah. What do you? Oh, I just rewatched. Did you just? Man, I just rewatched it.
I was like, were you watching it?
Yeah, I was like, were you just watching it? Because I just rewatched it, and like, I forgot how cold that part was when
He's like, I gave you all this money, I'm in charge, and he's just like, hold up.
He's like, do you feel in charge?
The guy's like, not really.
I was like, that's the coldest thing. That, and then when he punches the pillar for no reason. When he's fighting Batman.
Oh, yeah, Batman moves and he's like,
he two pieces of him, and then he just like hits it just to prove a point.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to think I liked the Joker as a villain better than Bane, but when you rewatch the Bane movie again, you're like, nah, this motherfucker was different.
Dude, I was just thinking that too, and I was like,
he was just moving different.
Yeah, I was like, he was just like he was every step ahead.
He had a very Tim Dillon-esque about him. Just trucking shit over.
Yeah, and he knew every step of the way.
Yeah.
He tricked all those cops into going down underground.
That shit was sick, dude.
Dude, I was just watching that too, and I was like, I like this movie a lot more than I remember liking it.
I just forgot that he was so plotting, and he was like underneath Batman's layer, and he took all his art.
He was like, I want to show you where I am, and he drops all his shit down there. Dude, I was like, man, this dude's badass.
Yeah, even when he's whipping his ass, and he's like, oh, you fight like a younger man.
Bro,
he's doing all that. He's talking to him. While he's
talking shit while he's whooping his ass.
I was like, bro, this motherfucker.
Right in front of his girl.
Yeah, she's all watching through the thing.
Yeah, that whole movie was like way better than I remember. I think I just have like a special place in my heart for The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And plus, they modeled a lot of that movie after Heat. I don't know if you ever seen Heat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they modeled a lot of that movie after Heat, and that's one of my favorite action movies ever. Yeah. Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Yeah, my older brothers and my dad used to love Heat, so I grew up with watching action movies that were the shit. Like, you know, if my dad was watching it, it was probably a fucking cold ass movie.
And if he was on, like, every time I watch it now, towards the end, I just stand up. I become, you know, a dad. Like watching sports. Yeah, like, oh shit. Yeah. Like something's gonna change.
You know the ending.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, there's a couple rappers too, like that'll shout that movie out. And it always hits harder. I'm like, oh, he knows.
He knows. Oh, yeah. He knows ball.
Yeah, he knows this shit. So I made sure to spark the blunt up. I had a blunt rolled up in case you smoked weed. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Had a blunt rolled up. Sometimes on the show, I ask people their weed story. What's your weed story?
What's my weed story?
Yeah, did you start smoking like... Don't be ashamed to say if you smoked as a younger person. A lot of people started when they were younger.
I feel like I'm ashamed to say I didn't.
Okay, I started smoking as an adult. That's what I'm saying.
Me too. And so, like, it's funny because everybody's like, "Oh, I remember the first time I was 13." I'm like, "No, I was a straight edge kid, like all through high school. Like, I got offered to go to parties and things like that, but I was just never that guy. It wasn't until I got older that I was like, oh, I like degeneracy. Yeah. Like, but no, like I got.
When you're older, you can kind of pull it off more. I think.
I think so too.
Like, I'm not hiding from anyone. I'm just gonna go get high now. I'm not gonna go like. Run away from my parents, or you know what I mean? It's like I'm an adult. I can just smoke.
I think 18 and up, I was just, and then there came like a certain point where, because you know it wasn't always legal here, but it came to a certain point where I was just the guy that smoked like it was legal everywhere, and like I always just smelled like weed no matter like wherever I went. But yeah, I think I've been smoking like every single day since I was like 19.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was like 25.
Yeah.
So I waited a while. And like you said, there was enough people around me smoking weed. It wasn't that big of a mystery or anything.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my thing for a while, you know?
Yeah.
I did some underage drinking for sure.
Yeah, I dabbled.
But that's everybody, I think.
Yeah, exactly that. But no, like it took me a while to get like the casual everyday smoking weed without, because before, I don't know how it was when you started, but it was just like you'd smoke one joint to yourself and you would just be like nonverbal.
Yeah. Yeah, your tolerance is way different.
Yeah, way different, but and then now I'm just like easing into it, but it's a big part of my focus because like I feel like I'm too like ADHD without it.
So do you smoke while you edit, or what's the deal?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps you lock in because editing's so tedious.
Yeah.
Like it takes like when I'm doing two different angles, it's probably like a 3-to-1 ratio. Like for every 1 minute of editing, it takes, or 1 minute of actual time, it takes about 3 minutes to edit it. Just because I want to make sure everything's paced right and I'm putting everything in there.
It's popping back and forth right and stuff. Yeah, I've noticed some of the multi-camera ones. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm ready for that, or I don't know if I can pull that off.
It's tough.
I do everything kind of low-key, kind of small scale. Just because I wanted to stay consistent at first. I wanted to make sure I was putting them out.
Yeah.
And not just every so often,
Yeah, and it's just such a big amount of video, too. I remember before I had because it took a while to set up, like, the inner workings of, my computer to make it run a certain way, editing that much footage, like, 3 times at once, So it's just, it would crash a lot, and I remember I was going crazy trying to figure it out, but once I got a fine, smooth pattern, like, everything's rolling now.
Yeah, that would suck. So you lost a lot of work?
No, I didn't. I did everything not to lose work. I maybe only lost work really badly, like twice. Once was the Matty Ice show. I lost an Emmett Dupree performance.
Shout out to Emmett Dupree. I'm trying to get him on the show.
Amazing artist. He was great. I
All that
watched
shit
the
is
Emmett Dupree's big hit, the one that the TikToker went viral with. Hours. That's a great record.
Yeah.
Amazing record.
I tell them all the time, I'm like, I never get sick of this because there's like memes and stuff about it. I'm like, I never get sick of this song, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably one, and then I think one podcast that like got a little messed up because you have to eject it before you unplug it sometimes. Because most of the time it does nothing. Sometimes it erases your whole shit. So.
I hate that kind of stuff, dude. I've been having fun with the editing, though. I'm using just, like, CapCut and stuff, like, small time stuff.
Yeah.
But I have so much fun, dude. I didn't think that was going to be the thing I enjoy the most, maybe.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be, like,
It's like your Zen garden.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just...
like, and then, but the thing I like is, like, I'll think maybe it's corny or whatever, and then it's, like, it reminds me of the school project vibe where it's, like, you need to have something turned in.
Yeah.
It turns something in is better than nothing. No grade is not good. So even if you don't think it's the best, it's due.
Yeah, my boy always says he's like finish is better than perfect.
Mm-hmm. So I give myself the idea like I'm editing for someone else and it's due. So then I just hurry up and get it done like under the deadline I gave myself.
Yeah.
And then when I show someone or whatever, or someone goes, "Hey, I like what you did. I didn't know you could do that."
Yeah.
It's all worth it now. So I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like,
yeah, it is kind of cool because like I remember going back to the Joy Boy thing. We had a dinner with him. No, it was a brunch with him at Maple and Ash like a long time ago, and it was when I first started doing the original podcast with Eric, and he made a big compliment at the table. He goes, "Oh yeah, whoever paces your stuff and edits it is doing a great job." And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, he noticed me." Yeah. That I always remember that time, and that was like kind of what like really made me realize how good my pacing and my editing is for.
And it's like maybe you're in the editing room thinking, "Is any of this even worth it? What the fuck?" And then someone goes, "Hey, I noticed that." You're like, "I'll do it all for this guy then."
When someone notices the smallest detail about like, because I always ask people what they like about my pictures because I'm never really sure. Like I always have that self-doubt. And they say like being an artist is being right in between of narcissism and pessimism. It's like, you're like, I'm the shit. And then you look at yourself sometimes and you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever made. And you have to find that balance.
Yeah. It is kind of shitty though, because that's what you're after. You're after someone building you up and tearing you down all at once. You're like, I need honesty though, right? I need it to be honest even if it hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and it's just staying confident in yourself too. And then even if you feel like you didn't do well, just being confident to know that you're going to learn from it, and you're going to, that you're going to apply that to the future. It's just all doing push-ups.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm trying not to get locked
Jesus Christ.
You all right?
Yeah, I spilled water all over myself.
I'm trying not to get like locked into like my own head where I'm not taking advice from everything. So I was watching even like a Mr. Beast video.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, you have to make 100 videos before you're any good. You just have to suck a bunch of times.
The first step of being good at anything is being terrible at it.
So I'm like, dude, even though it's coming out of Mr. Beast, I don't necessarily respect Mr. Beast, I guess, but that makes sense to me. Do a bunch of videos.
Oh, I've seen his interviews. I've seen his, his editor's interviews, and his editor is he kind of like he's like Mr. Beast is kind of like he's very methodical about what he does. And he hired this dude who was doing his edits that he said that like, oh, I need more time. And he goes, we can't put out this quality, in this amount of time. And then he also had an editor that was like, just very focused on getting it out on time, no matter what it looked like. And he had them work together. Because he goes, I know between the two of you, you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like a happy medium.
Yeah. And both strengths, just team them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could do that, you've got the money and stuff, resources. It's like throw people at it. Mm-hmm. That's a smart way to do it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Team
and
up.
Yeah, that's crazy though that these YouTubers get so big they have these huge teams and all that, and then you think about where you start at, and you're like, how do I get there?
Yeah.
But you're circling back. That is how you get there. Is just
start. Yeah.
Just start. That's the first step of doing anything.
And it's like I don't even know if I want a big team. But I do want to get big, so it's like, damn, what you have is which
that just comes
first.
with it, yeah. So it's funny because like you don't realize what you want until you get there, and I've gotten that with so many things because when I was making the big run with Eric and we were both blowing up, it's a different feeling when you're rising up as to the point where you have to stay consistent, because then all the partying goes away, all that. Because I used to be out in Scottsdale all the time. I used to be, just partying, and then like it affects everything else. So it's like, okay, cool, you got there, you're enjoying the attention.
What do they say? Don't forget what got you to the dance or whatever. It's like you have to stay doing what
you're doing and stay focused and just keep grinding.
Damn.
And yeah, I had to take a step back for a month or two and just like work on myself, because I was just like, wait, is this really what I want? So it takes a second, and you got to realize what comes with it.
Oh yeah, dude, that's good advice. Well, with that, dude, I'll ask you, we're halfway through the blunt.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask you, what's up with your own podcast? I know we talked a little bit. Are you going to ever do your own?
Yeah. So I am going to start my own podcast.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. I know. That's kind of where like you said, I'm very meticulous about what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to...
I didn't want to... Maybe I got to cut that out?
No.
Okay, I was like, maybe I let it out the bag. But
no, that's exactly... It's funny. That's exactly what I wanted. But yeah, I'm going to start my own podcast here. In the next maybe couple weeks or so. I'm working with a guy who was originally my personal trainer. Shout out to Alex, Conan the Barbarian.
Shout out to you, man.
The bodybuilder. He was a bodybuilder, and he still does bodybuilding, and he still does personal training. But he got really into video when I was working with him, and he's since made a home studio and all that. So I'll be shooting out of there here pretty soon.
That'll be dope, dude.
Yeah, so love to have you on.
Hell yeah, I'm down. Is it going to be like a certain topic or anything, or is it just?
No, it's just going to be certain guests that I really know.
Okay.
And I want to get, there's certain people I have in mind. I don't want to say too soon.
No, you can't give them all that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be the reason they tune in, because I have that written on my list. You're probably gonna have a pretty good guest list.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a bit of my connections. See what favors I got left in the bag.
Yeah, you owe me, guys.
After all I've done for you.
Right. That's really cool, man. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too.
I'll definitely watch it and share it and stuff.
Please do.
Yeah, I'll share your clips and stuff. I support all the people I'm into. All the I'm a fan of yours, big or small. Like I go hard on.
Yeah, I felt like it was just the next step kind of thing. It was like, why not give it a shot?
Yeah.
And I've had this idea in my head for a while, so I think I'm really ready to act on it.
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff I've seen when you're like behind the camera and you're commenting and stuff, you always have something to add. You know what I mean? So I think you'll be pretty good on there.
Yeah, and I just came with working on different podcasts, working on different things, and just seeing how it is. Not everybody knows what to say. Like you said, when you break out these lights, sometimes people freeze up. And we've had that happen with certain people where they're like, oh, I'd love to be on the show. I'd love to be on it. Okay, well, what would you say? And they're like, well,
Yeah, it's like you kind of have to know that the culture, I guess, of podcasts or something, like the tempo of it.
Yeah.
And you have the advantage, too, is that you're the editor. So, like, we can cut stuff out.
Oh, yeah,
If
absolutely.
it sucks, we could just never air it. So, but people think they're, like, live sometimes, so they don't know what to say. You know what I mean? But you have the advantage. So I think you'll know that as being, like, the creator of a producer of a show and all that, and then doing your own. You'll be able to know, like, hey, I'm going to...
Oh, yeah, you can see how it's going to be on camera. Like, as you're doing it, especially as an editor.
Yeah. So I think you'll have that, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to that.
What else I got?
What else you got in your little pen and pad there,
all
buddy?
I had. We kind of spent it. I wanted to kind of pick your brain more on the clips and the edits, but
yeah,
I did ask. I had JX Soto.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On my show, another really cool guy.
Man, I was trying to reach. I reached out to him a couple times through Twitter, trying to work with him, but never opened it. That's okay. I get it, but
but he's just a busy dude. He's a busy guy.
He is, and like I love his work too.
Yeah.
Like I actually admire his work.
Yeah, I was telling him, I'm like, dude, I'm a fan. I don't know where it all comes from. I was trying to ask him, like, how do you get your ideas? Because sometimes I can pin down what people are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Him, I'm like, he's a different dude. He's like,
he just seems like it, and that's why like I never take offense to unanswered DMs.
No.
But like I that's one of the people I was like always like admired their work, and I like wanted to tell him that. But yeah, you can just see like he's a different kind of guy.
Yeah, for your new show, we'll get him on there.
Oh, I'd love that.
That'd be dope, right?
That would be amazing.
And you guys could talk even
further.
Further, because you guys know what the fuck you're doing. You guys have both done podcasts and a lot of producing work and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's a cool cat.
So I'll try to hook you guys up with that.
It'd be amazing. And because not a lot of people know that like I hung around the Phoenix scene and I did a lot of music videos. Like you had no idea. Like working for the Matty Ice show. That was such an experience, and he taught me so much about podcasting and interviewing.
Really?
Just from the sideline and just doing all that, and just the time I spent with him. And shout out to him because he's signed I believe he's signed to MMG now. He works a lot with Rick Ross. He's always out in Vegas with him. He's throwing all these like Rap Arena shows and stuff. And shout out to Matty Ice for always hooking it up too. He always gives me a VIP pass. Like and go anywhere I want to pass when I'm out there, and so that it gives me a little more insight on all these people, and it's a great scene that he put together out here. I know he's doing things in Chicago and Vegas and all that now, but working on that show was amazing. Just we had Merkham's come through and do a performance before too. Yeah, that was crazy. Just all the people I met through there was awesome. But like, yeah, I mean, talked about hanging out in the studios and all that. I think people have this perception of me as just like a Scottsdale guy, but it's like I was out in the Phoenix scene for a while.
You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
That's why I noticed you're everywhere. That's why I was like, I gotta get this guy on my show. And you've been really cool and nice. Like the way I was like, just kind of bothering you on your page. I was like, hey, come on my show.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily the most formal way to do it, but
yeah,
super cool.
Yeah, no, I'm always open. I'm an open book. Anybody that has any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out. Anybody has any questions on editing, I'm always here to help.
So you said some of the comedians and stuff out here, they hit you up to do their pods?
Yeah.
How does that work? People can reach out to
reach out to me. We'll set up a thing. I'll let you know my budget if that works for you, and then we'll set it up and knock it out. I have a completely mobile setup now. I used to shoot out of my house, but I kind of gotten away from that, and like I like going to location more than anything.
Yeah.
And, like me and Eric, we shoot at Almost Famous. Shout out Justin Massey for letting us do that, and just
it looks nice in there.
Yeah, it's super dope. It looks like an old school like 70s club.
Really classy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For all the terrible ratchetness that goes on.
Does that give you any problems? Is it like low light in there, or are you just?
It is low light, but I like the way it is because I come in with my box lights and all that, and just light them up, and then it was kind of a challenge of balancing it for a while because it was like finding that nice in between. But if you ever watch our Reese episode, I think that one looks one of the best. And
yeah, I definitely watched that one. I was doing my homework.
Yeah, and like that's how the light is, and I like that like kind of intimate kind of lighting thing.
It's almost like cigar lounge style.
Exactly that.
Really cool.
And like I think that just makes it more of a vibe.
Yeah. You guys got to do one with suits in there or something.
Yeah, right. That's
Everyone
a good idea.
I
don't even know if I own a suit. But
like I was gonna tell you with the JX thing, I was asking him. He's another creator guy, so I was asking him, hey man, like, do you have any tips with the editing? Any tips you've found out? Is there the only thing I can think of is like I made myself a checklist,
Yeah.
Like, when I'm setting up or even when I'm editing, it's like, hey, I know I want to do an intro like this. I want to do these cuts and stuff. Make sure, because sometimes I'll get to the end of it, go to save everything, and I'm like, I forgot to do half the things. I never put the little ad in there.
Yeah, I actually just do a once through. And I make sure that's why it takes a while. I think my own little rule is the 1 to 3. It's like I'll go a once through and I'll make sure that this is exactly how I want it.
Yeah.
And then this is and like I'll move slowly through it and like with a fine tooth comb. Of course you're gonna maybe miss one or two things, who knows? But if you do that, another thing I would do sometimes is I'd go through and I just hit markers on everything that I want to change first, and then I go back through and start adding all those things.
Okay.
That way, like, it's digitally marked, and I'm not gonna miss it. So yeah, and it's always good to take inventory.
Tools best you can, right? Learn all the tools. I've learned that. It's like the tools. I'm finding out the hard way. I'm like, oh, I could have done this thing. I could have used this little tool. That. What about keeping notes? Sometimes I'll keep a note while I'm in front of the thing. I'll be like.
Yeah.
At minute 48, whatever, take that out.
Yeah, that's always good. It's really just whatever helps you remember things, because like sometimes when the pod's fresh in your mind, you can kind of remember different things, but just whatever helps. Because I remember when I was first doing podcasting, I had a notebook, and even while I was filming the pod, I was writing stuff down. But that's the benefit of being behind the camera. Another thing that I've been just starting to utilize is this app called Otter, and what it does is it's a recording app, and so You can run it simultaneously with video, I believe. But what it'll do is it'll transcribe.
I needed you 2 days ago.
Yeah, it'll transcribe every word said, and it'll also make a summary of it. And also, if you put, like, say in the middle of the conversation, you're like, oh, put this video up at this time, it'll actually make a checkpoint of that.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so that's another one I'd recommend using if you're getting started and you need something easy to just do it for you, because that's what it'll do. It'll do like an AI summary of everything too. So like if you want, like here's your description.
Oh, that's sweet too.
Yeah,
because I always have a hard time.
Yeah, figuring out like how do I put this into words.
Yeah.
I've been there a million times, so then that just does it for you.
Very cool. Oh yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen any of my stuff. Was there anything you think I can work on? I know my audio isn't the best. I've had
audio's the one thing I would say, because that's going to be across all platforms. And so yeah, just I would find like if you're not like an audio engineer, I would find like a good like plug-in audio like AI that does it for you, kind of thing. Find your peaks and then I'd go over it again to make sure. Because I don't always believe in AI. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I've seen it do some cool things, and then it's also like...
And then make a picture with somebody with 6 fingers.
Yeah.
or
even like with the audio stuff, it's like it doesn't capture it all the time. It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, because it's looking for parameters. It's not a human being.
Gives me a lisp.
Really?
I had to almost like trash one episode because I was...
Because you couldn't listen to yourself lisp?
And I'm like, hey, maybe it's just me in my ears, right? I'm listening too much. I tell my wife to listen, just didn't give her any warning. I'm like, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
She looks at me, she's like, you don't talk like that. I'm like, I know.
It
was so
That
funny.
doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, and she didn't know how to spare my feelings. It was so fucked up, but again, like I'm learning which tools are beneficial to me, but man.
But yeah, that would be the main thing, your audio. I love your content. I watched a few of your episodes on the way here because it was a long drive. But
yeah, I was like, man, I wonder what I can work on. A lot of the people that listen are really nice and watch. They're nice, and they are saying good things, whatever, but I don't know if they're being nice.
Yeah, or you're just like...
It's like how you're saying, like, if you're trying to do something creative, you're like, I just want the truth. Like, don't sugarcoat it, please.
Yeah, exactly. Just tell me exactly what it is.
This week, I don't know.
You never know.
I think the thing that's saving me, though, is I have really cool guests. You guys always have something cool to talk about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, really, your content. At the end of the day, that's your foundation. So just build from there.
Yeah, I've been lucky, too. I've had some good guests early. I'm only like 30-something episodes in.
That's amazing.
And I've already got a bunch of you guys, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I'd love to come back around.
Yeah, man. I was going to say, you're always welcome back. I know we talked about your pod coming out, but is there anything else people can look out for you coming up in the future?
Nah, I just usually stay low-key. I'll be behind the camera, doing a couple different podcasts. I did a couple episodes of this guy named DJ Strategy, Party with Strategy. So check his podcast out. He's super dope. He has amazing guests. And also, stay watching Eric Bernal Show. We're just going to keep going up with that. And
it's a good show.
Doing everything we can. Yeah, it's legitimately a good show. It's
a good show. I've watched a bunch of episodes. I smoked throwing on.
Yeah.
He's a fool. He sits a lot close to the camera like that. The guest is behind him.
Yeah.
That's how funny this dude is. Eric Bernal sits all up front and they go back there.
Yeah, he'll step up.
He's way up here. He's like,
yeah, he'll just command the camera to him.
So
that shit's so funny.
I noticed that. It's funny.
Yeah, man, that show's a blast to do. And then
your show doesn't have a name yet?
We'll
wait.
I'm gonna wait on the name. Yeah, I'll wait on the name. And then, fuck it. So it's not going to change. I was like, if it's going to change, then it's not going to change. So it's going to be Gatsby the Artist Presents, and then it'll be my guest.
There you go.
So check
That's
that out.
That's a badass name, dude. Good job.
Thank you.
It's like predictable, but it's classy. It's good.
Yeah, and it's good for the old algorithm.
Ooh, nice. See, he knows what he's doing.
A little bit.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming, bro.
Man, thanks for having me, bro. Thanks for smoking me out. This is great.
Thanks for smoking. I didn't know if you were going to smoke. But you're down to come back?
Yeah, down to come back.
When your show comes out, whatever, we'll come back and do something else. Or we can do like an on location one. You can teach me how to do that.
Sure. I'd love to do that. That sounds fun to me, man.
Yeah, cool, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks, and thanks for watching the show, guys. Yeah.